Wow, Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. Incredible, incredible film. I couldn't believe my eyes or ears after watching this masterpiece, especially after the first one was so stellar. I thought for sure could only go down from here, but I was wrong. Amazing follow up to a good first movie. I'm joking, it's mediocre at best. I like the first Goosebumps. It's a fun family flick, full of some scares, full of some jokes, a good cast. You got Jack Black running around doing stuff. It's a good time. When I saw the trailers for Haunted Halloween, initially thought, wow, this looks like it was made for TV. What happened to the budget and the cast? I can't help but feel like Sony rushed this thing out the door because they didn't want to wait for their cast to come around, who was doing other things at the time. This is a perfectly average movie across the board. There's no reason to rush out and see it, but if you're bored out of your mind and you have some kids and want to get out for a couple hours, sure. I mean, you can go by yourself. There's no judgment here. I would have gone regardless if I had children or not. Those of you that were big Jack Black R.L. Stine fans in the first and are worried he's not in this sequel very much, you should be. He's not. Maybe 4 or 5 minutes total towards the end. That's not a spoiler, that's a warning. We have a new cast this time, which is a bit of a letdown, as I was hoping the first would come back, but the Goosebumps books changed it up, so sure, I'll give them a pass on that. We have your standard hot chick Sarah, who was the cute blonde from Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle in this, as one of the leads. Token fat white kid. His name is Sony, or Sony. It's spelled S-O-N-N-Y. And this was made by Sony, so I mean, you tell me. This thing is chock full of product placement, so I would not be surprised if they named one of the kids after the company. And then there's Sony's friend. I'm calling him Sony. His friend Sam, who's also a nerd. These kids are very smart, they're hard workers, and they just so happen to be out on their first gig, which is cleaning an old house that once belonged to R.L. Stine. That very one, the very same. They find a chest, which upon opening reveals a book R.L. Stine never finished, called, you guessed it, Haunted Halloween. This brings old Slappy out of retirement to once again wreak havoc on a small town. Slappy's the big highlight here. They knew they had something going in the first, so they give him center stage. Which, it comes at a cost. And I don't know if that cost was the budget, which I think was only like 30 to 35 million, which was not even, almost half of the first, or if they just didn't want to write it this way, but all these other cool creatures and characters from the books are almost non-existent. Werewolf of Fever Swamp? Just casually walking in the background here and there. They don't do anything. So don't let those trailers fool you when they show them all coming back to their glory. Wendy McLevin-Covey, Chris Parnell, and Ken Jeong are also here and there as great supporting characters. They're funny. I wish they were in it more. Plot takes half the movie to really ramp up, with most of it just being hijinks between Slappy and the kids. And of course, Sony product placement. Gotta love that Sony PlayStation, to the point where we have 2 different scenes with it. Oddly, the kids are playing Rocket League, which was popular a few years back. I know it still has a good following, but it just seemed really bizarre to pick that game. Even more bizarre is the Street Fighter Ken versus Ryu fight that they have going on. It's Ryu to me, okay? You can say it's Ryu. I don't like that. Just like Lara Croft. It's gross. It's unnatural. These 2 guys come to life, their statues, and do a little bit of a Hadouken! And they fight and do all sorts of crazy stuff, and I'm just thinking, what the hell is happening in Goosebumps? Why is Capcom having like this prominent character moment in the movie? This isn't Wreck-It Ralph. It was bizarre beyond all belief. And this is a movie about giant gummy bears attacking kids. That was what stood out to me. Speaking of which, it's fine and all. It's clearly a poor man's version of the lawn gnome scene that was much better in the first. What bothered the hell out of me in this particular instance was they're trying to break into a house. I mean, they successfully get in. But there's a old lady, the grandma, sleeping on the couch, passed out, like she's out hard. Clearly they're building a joke here because they're pounding on the door, she's not answering, and they fight the gummy bears in the same room as the lady on the couch. Yet they don't show her ever again. Why is there not a shot of the gummy bears like, you know, like having a knife to her head and the boys save her and they try to wake her up but she won't? Or just little, you know, funny gags thrown in. None of that. It's just completely pointless. I don't understand. The plot's dumb. I'm not going to go into it. Something about Slappy taking over a Tesla machine to awaken all the zombies. profit. It's like Halloween Town, or one of those dumb things. That's what this felt like. A better Halloween Town. So once more, movie's not bad, movie's not good, it's just kind of there. I can watch it again, it's an easy watch. Family all liked it. The scares are dampened this time. There's no real riveting moments. The cinematography is nothing at all. It's just there, it's flat, it's passable. This movie's passable, it's a committee film, nothing of weight or real substance there. I would definitely wait to rent this one. You are missing absolutely nothing, and a tease at the end makes it sound like we're finally going to make the second movie in the third film. They just kind of hint that something more exciting is to come down the road, instead of this kind of wash, rinse, repeat we have here. Thanks for watching me rant for a little while. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to Adam Does Movies. If you want to hear me complain some more, there's plenty more rants to be found, to be unearthed. Just have to click on that link. I'll just stand here and wait awkwardly while you do, making you feel uncomfortable.